Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to live freely, enjoying life without worry, while most of us are still stuck in the endless cycle of money, expenses, debt, and constant financial pressure? If you're hearing these words, I believe that deep down, you've also wished for the day when you could be completely free. Free from money worries, free from monthly paychecks that limit your choices, and free from the never-ending stream of bills. That is the very beginning of the journey toward personal financial freedom. And today, I'm going to walk with you on that journey through the topic, 5 Steps to Unlock Personal Financial Freedom. In these first 15 seconds, I want to ask you one simple but life-changing question. Are you living to work or working to live? That single question is the key, because most of us spend the majority of our lives chasing jobs, chasing paychecks, forgetting that money is only a tool. And like any tool, if you know how to use it, it can build you a life of freedom. But if you let it control you, money becomes invisible chains, trapping you in a cycle that feels impossible to escape. Personal financial freedom is not some distant dream reserved only for successful entrepreneurs or millionaires. In reality, it's a right that every one of us can pursue as long as we start walking the right path. That path begins with small steps, tiny but powerful steps that have the ability to change your entire destiny. And those steps are exactly what I'll be sharing with you today, the 5 first steps to unlock personal financial freedom. Now I want you to imagine this. Picture yourself standing in front of a door. Behind that door is the life you've always wanted, a comfortable home, trips around the world without stressing over ticket prices, a bank account strong enough to let you sleep peacefully every night, and a future where your kids never have to worry about tuition or financial struggles. That door is locked, and the only way to open it is with a key. That key is knowledge, money management skills, and a personal financial strategy that I will help you uncover step by step. Here's what's important to remember. Personal financial freedom doesn't happen overnight. It's not magic, it's a journey that requires patience, discipline, and above all, a decision to begin today. Every single step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your ultimate goal. And through these 5 steps, you'll discover that achieving financial freedom is not as complicated as you might think. So get ready, because I'm not just going to give you theory. In each section, I'll share with you the mindset, the tools, and the practical actions you can apply immediately in your own life. I want you to feel like you're truly on a journey where you are the one in control. But remember this, just like any journey, the beginning is always the hardest part. And if you can get through that beginning, you'll have the strength to finish the entire road. That's exactly why I call this video 5 Steps to Unlock Personal Financial Freedom. So what's waiting for you in the very first step? I'll reveal that in the next part. And you might be surprised to realize that financial freedom doesn't actually begin with money. It begins with something much deeper.
Have you ever wondered why you've been working hard for years, yet still find yourself struggling with constant worries about money? Why is it that some people can break free from the financial rat race with just a clear plan, while the rest of us are still stuck? Today, I'm going to take you on your very first step of an important journey, the journey of unlocking personal financial freedom, where every decision about money is in your hands, not dictated by circumstances. The very first step to unlocking financial freedom isn't about chasing hot investment opportunities or hunting for massive profits. Surprisingly, it begins with your mindset, and that means asking yourself one core question. What does financial freedom really mean to me? For some, financial freedom means retiring early and living off passive income. For others, it simply means being debt-free, having enough to cover living expenses, and being able to enjoy meaningful time with family without financial stress. That's why before diving into numbers, spreadsheets, or investment options, you need to define what financial freedom looks like in your own life. Financial freedom isn't a fixed destination, it's a state of being. It's the peace of mind that comes from knowing you control your cash flow, have a plan to handle risks, and are prepared to live according to your own values. And to begin, you must take one simple yet life-changing action. Write down your personal financial goals clearly and specifically. Think of it like embarking on a long journey. Without a map, you'll wander aimlessly, never knowing where the finish line is. The map in this case is your goals, and the vehicle is your action plan. Too many people skip this step, assuming that just saving or investing is enough. But the truth is, if you don't know where you're going, every road eventually leads to frustration. So start by writing it down. Why do I want financial freedom? What do I want to achieve with it? How soon do I want to reach it? Am I willing to change my spending habits, invest wisely, and keep learning to make it real? The clearer your answers, the brighter your path will be. This step is also about building commitment within yourself, because financial freedom isn't a gift from someone else. It's the result of your choices and consistency. Without clear goals, you'll likely give up when obstacles arise. But when you've carved your why deep in your heart, you'll find the strength to keep moving forward no matter how tough it gets. Another key part of this first step is adopting a mindset of continuous learning. Personal finance isn't something most of us were taught growing up. Many of us heard the story of work hard to earn money, but rarely did we hear make money work for you. Unlocking financial freedom means being willing to relearn from scratch how to track expenses, how to manage cash flow, how to invest smartly, and how to protect what you've built. When you set your goals, you plant the seed. When you learn, you nurture that seed. And every small step you take waters it until one day it grows into the life of financial freedom you've always dreamed of. Now you understand, the first step isn't about money itself. It's about you, your mindset, your goals, and your commitment. But knowing your goals is just the beginning. To walk this journey, you'll also need a solid foundation strong enough to withstand any storm. So what exactly is that foundation? Let's step into the next part to find out.
Part 2, define your personal financial goals. Do you know why most people fail on their journey to financial freedom? It's not because they don't have money, it's because they don't have a clear goal to guide them. If you don't know where you're going, every road will lead you to a dead end. This is the second step, a critical step to unlocking financial freedom that many people often skip. After you've taken the first step of shifting your mindset, the next step is to define your goals. But goals aren't just about numbers in a bank account. Goals are about the specific vision of the life you want to create, how much you want to save, the age at which you want to retire, how much you want to provide for your children, or what kind of passive income streams you want to build. One of the most powerful principles when it comes to setting financial goals is the SMART method: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be wealthy," say, "I want to save $20,000 in the next 3 years to invest in real estate." Once your goals are clear, your brain naturally begins searching for pathways and opportunities to achieve them. Here's the key word to remember. Financial freedom doesn't come from vague dreams. It only becomes reality when you have a roadmap, and that roadmap is built on clearly written goals. Studies consistently show that people who write their goals down are far more likely to achieve them than those who keep them only in their head. Your personal financial goals should also be broken down. You might have a long-term goal of achieving financial freedom within 10 years, but you need short-term milestones to get there. Saving 10% of your income every month, building an emergency fund within 12 months, increasing your income by 20% over the next 2 years. Every small step you complete brings you closer to the finish line. Think of it this way. If your ultimate goal is financial freedom, breaking it down is like climbing a staircase. Nobody jumps from the first step to the top in a single leap. But when you climb one step at a time, each with a clear footing, you'll eventually reach the top with confidence. Another essential factor in defining your goals is alignment with your personal values. Don't set goals based on what others are doing. Just because your friends invest in stocks doesn't mean you have to follow the same path. Your financial freedom must come from your own needs and desires. Only when your goals are connected to your core values will you have the motivation to stay committed. Ask yourself, why do I want financial freedom? Is it to rest, to travel, to spend more time with your family, or to start your own business? The answer will help you paint a vivid picture of the life you want to create. And once that picture is clear, the path to get there will start to unfold. One of the most common mistakes is setting goals that are too vague or too ambitious, which leads to frustration and giving up. Remember, lasting success is built on consistency and persistence. A goal that is achievable, realistic, yet still challenging enough to push you forward, that's the true leverage that will lead you to financial freedom. Now you've defined your goals, you've drawn the vision for your future. But goals alone aren't enough. The next step is building a detailed plan to turn those goals into reality. And that's exactly what we'll explore in Part 3, Creating Your Personal Financial Plan. Part 3, Smart Investing. Let your money work for you. Have you ever wondered why some people work their entire lives and still struggle to make ends meet, while others seem relaxed, letting their money generate more money? The answer lies in one word: investing. And not just random, risky investing, but smart investing, where your dollars start working on your behalf. Smart investing isn't some far-fetched concept. It's the art of turning income into assets, and assets into cash flow. If in the previous steps we talked about managing your spending, now it's time to focus on making the money you keep grow. This is the real secret of wealthy people. They don't just earn money, they let money make more money. A core principle of smart investing is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets are things you put money into that then bring money back to you, while liabilities take money out of your pocket. Buying an expensive car just to show off is a liability. Buying a rental property, on the other hand, is an asset. Smart investors always prioritize assets because they're the tools that build sustainable cash flow. Smart investing doesn't mean taking reckless risks, diving blindly into stocks or cryptocurrencies. It can start with simple steps like putting money in savings, getting life insurance, or investing in your education to increase your personal value. But above all, smart investing always comes with knowledge. Knowledge is the strongest shield against financial risks. Today, there are countless ways to invest smartly: real estate, stocks, bonds, index funds, online businesses, or even investing in your own health and time. Each option has its pros and cons. Smart investors never put all their eggs in one basket. They diversify to maximize returns while minimizing risks. Think about this. If you only work 8 hours a day, your income will always have limits. But if you invest wisely, your money can work for you 24 hours a day, without breaks, without sleep. That's the difference between someone who works for money and someone who owns assets. Smart investing transforms you from being money's employee into money's employer. One practical secret of smart investing is this: start as early as possible. Compound interest, which Albert Einstein once called the eighth wonder of the world, can turn small amounts into massive wealth over time. For example, consistently investing even a small sum over 10 years can create results you never imagined. That's the real power of smart investing. But remember, smart investing isn't gambling. It requires patience, discipline, and long-term vision. Those who are impatient and chase get-rich-quick schemes often lose everything. True wealth comes from sustainable growth and steady accumulation. Another common mistake is believing you don't have enough money to invest. The truth is, smart investing doesn't require you to start with huge capital. Even with a small amount, you can invest in learning, books, and skills that help you earn more in the future. Smart investing is a journey, not a destination. Once you learn how to invest smartly, you'll realize an incredible truth. Your money can become your loyal partner, working tirelessly day and night to build your future. That's the path to financial freedom, where you no longer worry about money, but instead focus on the things you truly love. But here's something few people will tell you. Smart investing alone isn't enough, because if you don't know how to protect your gains, everything you've built can disappear overnight. In the next part, we'll dive into a powerful secret the wealthy guard closely: the art of financial defense, the key to protecting everything you've worked so hard to build. Part 4. Eliminate debt. Break free from financial chains. Have you ever felt like debt is an invisible chain holding your life hostage? No matter how hard you work, it seems like your income goes straight to paying interest, loans, and bills, leaving you stuck in the same cycle? If you want to unlock personal financial freedom, you must break those financial chains called debt. This is a critical step, sometimes even more important than earning more money. To achieve financial freedom, the first truth we need to face is this: debt is the #1 enemy. As long as you carry debt, any savings or investment plans will always be fragile. Debt is like a black hole that swallows your monthly income. There are many types of debt: credit card debt, bank loans, mortgage payments, car loans, even money borrowed from friends or family. But they all have one thing in common: they rob you of freedom. Instead of money working for you, you end up working for money, constantly running to keep up with growing interest. That's why eliminating debt isn't just a financial task, it's an act of self-liberation. One powerful strategy to pay off debt is the snowball method. Start with the smallest debt, focus all your energy on paying it off completely. Once that's gone, you gain momentum to tackle the next one. Step by step, the snowball gets bigger, and soon, you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. This method builds emotional motivation, helping you gradually unlock financial freedom. Another approach is the avalanche method, targeting the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you more money in the long run, since interest is the real trap that keeps you stuck. Depending on your personality and motivation, you can choose either method or even combine them. The key is to stay committed to your goal of becoming debt-free. But eliminating debt isn't just about paying money, it's also about changing your habits. If you continue spending beyond your income, debt will come back like a shadow that never leaves. To truly cut those financial chains, you need to embrace a simpler lifestyle, learning to distinguish between needs and wants. Every dollar saved, every wise spending choice is a step closer to financial freedom. There's also the psychological side of debt. It doesn't just drain your wallet, it weighs on your mind. The stress, anxiety, even sleepless nights caused by debt can trap you in a negative cycle. Becoming debt-free isn't only about money. It's about reclaiming your peace of mind. Without debt, you can breathe deeper, live more fully, and confidently step into new opportunities. Think of it this way: if financial freedom is a house, eliminating debt is clearing the land and removing obstacles before building. You can save, invest, and grow your wealth later, but first, you need a clean foundation, one that isn't bound by financial chains. Many people believe debt is normal or even necessary in modern life, but in reality, it's a carefully disguised trap. Debt gives the illusion that you can afford more, own more, enjoy more, but in truth, it steals your future. Only when you decide to face it head-on and commit to eliminating debt do you truly regain control. That's when financial freedom stops being a distant dream and becomes a real possibility. So remember, paying off debt isn't just a cold calculation. It's an emotional journey, a turning point that sets you free. But becoming debt-free is only the beginning. It cuts the chains, clears the path. To go further, to build lasting, unshakable financial freedom, you must learn how to protect your hard-earned wealth against temptations and unexpected risks. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part. Financial freedom doesn't mean having millions of dollars. It means living life on your own terms, without money controlling you. Financial freedom is a dream many people chase, but few can clearly define. It's not about owning luxury mansions or driving expensive cars. It's when you can live comfortably and peacefully because your passive income is greater than your daily expenses. At that point, you no longer fear sudden job loss, market fluctuations, or the exhausting race just to pay monthly bills. Financial freedom comes in different levels. The first level is security. This is when you've paid off your debts and built a solid emergency fund that can cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Security ensures that you won't fall into crisis from unexpected events like job loss, illness, or an economic downturn. The second level is stability. At this stage, you're free from the pressure of unemployment because you already have reliable income sources, whether from your main job, investments, or a side hustle. With stability, you no longer worry about how you'll survive the next month because your financial foundation is strong enough to withstand headwinds. The third level is true freedom. This is when your passive income exceeds your total living expenses. It means that even if you stop working, money still flows in regularly. You can choose work you genuinely enjoy or take a break to travel, pursue passions, or spend more time with your family. This is the door to a life unshackled from the monthly paycheck. And the highest level is wealth. At this stage, you can retire early without worry. You not only have enough to live, but also surplus to invest, to create new value, and to give back to others. Wealth is no longer about money itself. It's about the power to live life exactly the way you want, without limitations. Consider a real-world example. An ordinary person with a modest salary who chooses a minimalist lifestyle, spends wisely, and invests consistently from a young age. Instead of chasing designer brands or borrowing to show off, they focus on building assets and investing in sustainable channels. After 10 or 20 years, their wealth grows enough to reach what the global community calls FIRE, financial independence, retire early. They can retire at 40 while others are still struggling with bills and financial stress. This isn't fantasy, it's the natural outcome of discipline and long-term vision. Ultimately, financial freedom isn't about the exact number in your bank account. It's about being in control of your life. It's knowing how you want to live and having the financial foundation to make it happen. Many people dream of having millions and still feel anxious because they can't control their spending or build sustainable income. Meanwhile, others live simply but are completely free because they are no longer tied to a paycheck. The real question is, when will you start? The only answer is today.
In the end, the journey to financial freedom isn't just about money. It's a story of choices, discipline, and courage. We'll close today's video with one powerful reminder. Every road has an end, but the freedom you build for yourself will stay with you for life. When people think about financial freedom, they often picture millions of dollars in the bank, luxury mansions, supercars, or extravagant vacations. But in reality, financial freedom is much simpler and far more attainable. It's the ability to live life on your own terms without worrying about money every single day. It's not some distant dream. It's a state of balance that anyone can reach, as long as they choose to start today. The truth is, there are no shortcuts on this journey. It requires persistence, discipline in managing expenses, consistency in building assets, and commitment to long-term investing. An ordinary person, even with a modest income, can achieve financial freedom by living simply, cutting unnecessary wants, and focusing on safe, sustainable investments. On the other hand, someone earning a high income but spending recklessly will always remain trapped in financial stress. We live in a world full of uncertainties, where economic crises, pandemics, or sudden job loss can strike at any time.
This is a wake-up call. Don't rely on a single source of income, and don't sacrifice your security just to chase a materialistic lifestyle. Financial freedom is the shield that allows us to face these storms with resilience. So let me ask you, have you started your own journey toward financial freedom yet? Or are you still waiting for that perfect moment? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your answer might just inspire someone else who is searching for direction. And remember, financial freedom is not a faraway destination, it's a decision you make today. The question isn't whether you can, but when you will. And the only answer is right now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to support the channel by hitting right, sharing, and subscribing so you won't miss our upcoming content. This is Unlock Wealth, where we share real, practical, and life-changing insights about financial freedom, investing, and living with peace of mind. The main keyword of today's video is financial freedom. Let's spread this message and help more people start their journey. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.